Hi, this is Morey Stettner. I'm the editor of Executive Leadership, and I'm here today with Mark Hellerstein. Mark served as the CEO of St. Mary's Land and Exploration Company from 1995 to 2007. During that time, the oil and gas company grew from an $80 million private company to a $2.5 billion public company. Today, the company is known as SM Energy Company. But what makes Mark stand out isn't just his successful corporate leadership. For over 40 years, he has performed as a very accomplished, award-winning ventriloquist. Mark, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Morey.
I'm curious, in terms of your own history as both a successful CEO and a performer, a ventriloquist, how did the two go hand in hand during all those years you were in the corporate world? Did you manage to perform on the side?
More towards the latter part. Pretty much, it actually was getting closer to 50 years, and I pretty much was in a growth mode all the way through college, and was pretty active through college. And then when I started my career, I really went into a maintenance mode where I practiced, enough to sort of maintain my skills, but I really wasn't growing. And then probably about 15, 16 years ago, I hadn't gone to a convention in a long time. I went to a convention and happened to sit at breakfast next to one of the top Las Vegas ventriloquists, and he was starting to mentor some acts, so I sent him some videos, and a few months later he called, and I've been working with him ever since. But that sort of was the catalyst to maybe start to go more in a growth mode.
So 15, 16 years ago, you were still very much at St. Mary. Did people at the company know, were they aware that this is what you were doing on the side, and were they intrigued, were they interested? Because it's kind of unusual for a senior executive to have that outside interest.
I tried not to mix them too much, but they would invite me to perform at the company picnic probably every couple of years, and one of our regional offices had me come up for their annual party and entertain.
It's great that you performed at company picnic and events like that, because I would think, correct me if I'm wrong, that really helped you break down barriers between CEO and employees.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're seeing a different side of you that's more touchy-feely, and I think it was really a good thing, actually.
So focusing on those years as CEO of the company, was that always a dream of yours prior to 1995 when you became CEO to run a company, or was it? How would you describe your career trajectory and attitude and evolution as a leader during those years prior to that time?
Actually, it wasn't. My goal was to be a CFO, and I started out as a CPA, many years ago, and eventually worked my way up to CFO positions at a variety of companies. But that was what I really enjoyed and loved, and was really in my own mind, my ultimate goal. That was where I sort of had a lot of passion. And when I was brought to St. Mary, it was really an opportunity that they wanted, that they had hired myself and one other person, with sort of the idea that one of us would ultimately be the CEO.
From my experience interviewing CFOs, people who are grounded in financial expertise and numbers, many of them have admitted in an honest moment to me that they just lacked the people skills to become a CEO, to become a people leader. How did you know from an early age that you also had the ability to motivate people, to communicate well, to listen, to empathize, or did that come during those years as CFO?
I think I really grew from being much more of a control sort of oriented person who got into every detail of everybody who was under me and felt personally responsible for every item that came out of our department. When I became CEO, particularly, it was a larger environment. It was an environment that I didn't have the expertise. Actually caused me to grow in a way that I think was one of the reasons we were very, very successful, is that rather than being a control person, it forced me to learn how to empower other people and figure out how to not just let people go off crazy, but to empower them sort of within a disciplined structure, and to define our strategy well enough, and our objectives well enough that people really understood, and then part of my expertise is numbers and such, and I was able to develop incentive programs that really drove the right behavior that supported our strategy, and then and we had enough controls and feedback systems so that we had a structure where we could monitor, how people were performing, and so it really allowed me to, my skills allowed me to empower people and kind of and the situation forced me to empower people, but I found that empowerment was really what made our company so successful.
In terms of skills, the skill set that a CEO needs, if you were to reflect on how you communicated, because communication's a big skill, leadership skills, maybe it's empathizing and understanding people's motives, can you isolate a specific skill that maybe was particularly important to your success as a CEO?
Yeah, I mean, I think those things, the communication, the leadership, I think go a little bit together. I think they are both, I think, really dependent on kind of a strong internal sort of belief system, sort of a thread that runs through you that you've gained through your experience over the years, and also a real understanding of your strategy and what, where you are going and who you are as an organization. What is the thing that sort of you're better at than other people, and how does it create value? And when you understand those things, which isn't easy to do, I mean, that takes a lot of sometimes, people never get there to really understand those things. But if you understand those things, then I think you become very good and effective at communicating and also leading, because you believe and you have more than just words. People can feel that you understand it and you believe it. And I think that it's easier said than done, but I think that's what's critical, is really having a true understanding of where you want to go and a belief system that you've gained that lets you do it.
And then my last question is about your own career now. Let's shift to that today. Your activities as a ventriloquist and as a performer. Are there any skills that you're using today, that you're harnessing, that are similar or the same to the skills you needed in the corporate world as a leader?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are similar skills. I mean, some of them transfer, and obviously some don't. I think discipline. I think they both require a lot of discipline and attention to detail. They both have creativity aspects to them. In terms of being a CEO, you do present and have to think on your feet in institutional meetings, investor meetings and that type of thing. So you're forced to be able to, think on your feet and be able to present, and those skills are, go hand in hand with each other.
Mark Hellerstein, thank you so much for all your time today. It was really great that you shared so many insights from your experiences, both a CEO and a successful performer as a ventriloquist.
Well, thank you, Morey, and you certainly enjoyed it.